What's up, guys? It is Sunday, November 10th, 2024, MMAOB Daily Podcast. I'm your host, as always, Adam Merton. That's Big Marcel. We're going to recap UFC Vegas 100. Originally, Marcel, I said 7:30, but, the reason I like 7:30 is because all, the football games that started at 4 and 4:25 are, done, basically, or they're in the end of the fourth quarter. But these games are still going on. They're just all blowouts. There's no point of really watching them. They're all, 3 or 4 score games. So I figure why not start a little bit early. Thankfully, Marcel was just finished, I guess, your dinner or something, Marcel, right when I messaged you. So it was perfect timing.
Yeah. It all worked out. Let's
get some guys in the chat. We got Joe. Yeah, Joe. I mean, you guys are absolutely crushing. And Zach's also a Philly guy. We got 2 Philly guys. We got a guy from Toronto, a guy from Holland, and 2 Philadelphia guys. And then what's up?
What's up, Zach?
DXJ. Yeah, we'll talk about Prates for sure. What's up, man? True's from Chicago, I think. He's a Bears fan. The Bears are shit. So, sorry, True. I'm a Bills fan. Bills look great again. Cole, I don't know if Cole's going to join or if he's here yet, but he's a Bills fan too. So, we got a good team. Marcel, you don't have a football team. You don't know anything about American football.
I watch it here and there, and I know kind of the rules, but I mean, I don't have a favorite team, no.
Fair enough.
I like fucking casual, you know what I mean? So
Raiders are still bad. I don't think they're any better. Anyways, glad to have you guys in the chat. Like I said, we're going to recap UFC Vegas 100. Then we'll do the UFC 309 preview after this. Looking forward to that too, Marcel. Although we did take some hits of that card this last week. A couple of fights fell off. We'll talk about that in the next show. Well, let's get to this card here, Marcel. UFC Vegas 100. Why waste time? Let's get into it, guys. All right, so as far as picks go, I think most people did really well in this card. It was a chalk-heavy card. Most of the favorites won. I think we both went 10-1, Marcel. So I think most people did. From what I've seen, most people got every pick right except for one. So it was a pretty easy card to pick. Almost all the favorites won. One dog won, Bolanos, who I did pick. I love that pick, and I thought he won. I know you said the fight was closer, but I think he won pretty easily, Marcel, personally. But there was nothing else. It was all favorites. The one other dog I picked for Coley got submitted in about a minute, so that didn't work out too well. And I was like, oh god, this isn't going to go well. But thankfully, I got back Marcel later on because I'm one pick behind Cole right now in the MMAOB staff challenge. So me and Cole are neck and neck, and then we have Brian a little bit behind us, but and then a couple other guys like yourself. So, like I said, Marcel, I think most people did pretty well in this card. I don't know, Joe. I was talking to Joe in the chat, or not in the chat, Twitter last night. He said he had a perfect card. I think, Joe, you got every pick right, or did you get one wrong, Joe, at the end? I can't remember if you picked Meerschaert or not, but you had a good night. I know most people did. Lazy Bed, what's up, man? Glad to have you here. I know you subbed last week, and now you're back, so we appreciate you, man. Overall, I think that was a really good card, don't you think? Good card, Marcel?
Yeah, but actually, normally the prelims kind of suck, but I think the prelims were kind of fun because we finally had a couple of finishes, which is pretty rare for the prelims in the Apex, I felt like. And it was overall good, man. Listen, I always do writing for every single fight on the card, and this time I didn't have for every fight on the card. They started with a few leg kicks, then they're having some jabs, then they started with another few leg kicks. So we finally had something else, you know what I mean? So yeah, it was fun.
I thought it was a really good card. I mean, honestly, on paper, it was an okay card. I think it definitely lived up to the expectations. I think we both said it was a 6, didn't we? I think something like that.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
I think it ended up being an 8 or 9, probably. It was a really good card, I think. And not just because of the finishes, but the fights were pretty good in themselves. So
I agree.
Let's start at the top and work right down. Main event, Carlos Prates knocks out Neil Magny at 4 minutes, 50 seconds of the first round. Another amazing performance by him. 4-0 in the UFC, 4 straight knockouts, 4 bonuses. The guy looks like an absolute superstar in the making, Marcel. This is the kind of fighter that, the UFC loves to have on the roster. It's the kind of fighter that the fans love to watch. The guy's stock goes up every single time he fights. I know Magny's a little bit older, obviously, and he did get knocked out by Michael Morales in his last fight, but still, regardless, this guy basically one punch knocked him out. Dude was asleep. It didn't look like that hard of a punch, just perfect placement. But yeah, I mean, for me, Marcel, I feel like this guy's stock is about as high as it can get right now, and I love the call-outs. He calls out Jack Della Maddalena and Jeff Neal for a fight in Australia. His daughter lives there, I believe, from a previous relationship or something, and I think that would be great for him. I think the Li Jingliang fight was in Australia. Yeah, it was. So he's fought there already. He wants to go back there. I mean, Marcel, what else can you say about this guy? I'm looking at his stats right now. 4 straight knockouts in the UFC. He has 7 knockdowns in the UFC. That's incredible. We've never really seen anything like this before. We've seen a lot of really good strikers like Anderson Silva and Israel Adesanya, but this guy is Like he's knocking guys out, and these fights aren't even close. I'd love to hear your thoughts on when you think about Prates, man.
Yeah, it was impressive, man. I mean, there's a lot of like odd people are like, Magny took a dive. I was like, guys, he got hit on the temple of the head. You know, we saw that before it happened. You know, with fighters that they barely got hit, but it was enough to knock them out. You know, so yeah, man, good win by Prates. What else can we say about it? I mean, it's pretty much like the Magny test. If you get through the Magny test, you'll be in the top 15 normally in the welterweight division, and he will be in the top 15 tomorrow or the day after, whenever they update it. And yeah, it was impressive what he showed. He prevented the takedowns from Magny, I think. He looked good, man. I mean, we expected him to win the fight. We expected him to finish Magny, I think. So, yeah.
Yeah, by the way, I just checked, and I just wanted to see for myself. Anderson Silva knocked out his first 5 UFC opponents. So Prates has done it to 4. So, I mean, dude, if that's the comparison, and that's pretty amazing when you think about it, right? Because Anderson's one of the greatest of all time. Again, you know, he's still relatively raw in the UFC still. Like, Magny's a good win for him. All the other guys were good wins too. But still, I mean, it's the kind of win he needs. Now he's ranked, right? He's going to be ranked come tomorrow. Yeah. He'll probably be 15th, I think Magny was, right? Was he 15th?
Yeah, maybe even higher. But I think
I think I might put him a little bit higher, right? Would you consider that? You consider it too?
Probably put him somewhere at 13 or something, you know.
Like, where's Michael Morales? Because, like, he also knocked out Magny. We can't forget about him. Morales is 12. I would definitely put him above Vicente Luque and Michael Page. So I'd put him at 13. There you go. Mm-hmm. I would put him above those guys. Yeah, I mean, it's a huge win. Jeff Deal's ranked 10. It's a perfect matchup. I don't mind if he fights Jack Della Maddalena number 4, but if it's Jack shouldn't take that fight, right? Like, he shouldn't fight down. He shouldn't have to fight down. He's won 7 straight fights, I think, in the UFC. Jack should be fighting Colby Covington. Colby should take that fight. I mean, Colby called him out, didn't he? I think Colby's the one who said.
Yeah, Colby said he wanted that. He liked that fight. Yeah.
I think Colby likes to fight because he looks at the top 5, and that's probably the fight where he can take him down. Like, remember Basil Hofez held him down. Now, I don't think it's going to go well because actually Gilbert Burns did too, I think, right? Gilbert wrestled him. So that's the fight that it makes sense, but we'll see what happens. Anyways, with Prates, I mean, the guy is just unbelievable. So I mean, you got to love him, right? So
yeah, for sure.
It's awesome. And again, Marcel, the fighting nerds, right? If you just like bet on the fighting nerds, you'd be rich.
Yeah, very fun team, man. Yeah,
I love these guys. And then you saw that photo after. It was like Jones, Khalil,
Roundtree,
Sterling. And Ode Osborne was there too. So all those guys, fucking awesome. And then obviously you had Kaio. You had was Rufi there or no? I don't know.
I think Charles Silva was there.
Oh, Silva was there. Yeah, I don't know if Rufi was there because he's going to be fighting next week. But you gotta love this team. I love it. So, anyways, couple of comments here. First time Magny took back-to-back. Really, since 2013. I didn't even realize that actually. Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, you know what? Hey, Magny is a guy that will fight anyone, man. You got to respect it, dude. He's fighting even the Mike Malott fight, which was this year. He's fought 3 times this year, Marcel, against top prospects, and he did knock off Malott. I was there, and he was losing for 2.5 rounds, and then came back and won. It was amazing. The other 2 fights, he took bad knockouts. So, I mean, Magny's basically a gatekeeper at this point. He has been for a while, but now he really is a gatekeeper. I don't think he should be ranked anymore. I think he should be bumped out of the rankings. Couple other comments here. Anki, what's up, man? He said the way Magny got finished. Oh, the Ponzinibbio fight. Yeah, people forget about that fight, but that's a great comparison too. Prates should fight Jeff Neal. I love this fight. I think it makes sense. You like that one?
Yeah, why not? Why not? Yeah.
Yep. Magny versus Renat, that's fine too. To be honest, I don't mind that. Prates Neal. Yeah, I like that fight. Bro shot Magny down twice with glancing blows, and people were saying it dive. Yeah, people are stupid. That's why. Edwards versus Prates. Who do you favor? Hey, Prato. Ooh. I mean, it's tough. Like, I actually feel like the line would be pretty close right now because I think people are really hyped on this guy and for good reason. But I mean, Edwards is a former champion. I don't know. I mean, maybe Prates can beat him, but the thing is, like, people are like, I'm not saying that people can't improve because he's improved, but he does have 6 losses, Marcel. It's not like he's never lost. He just hasn't lost to the UFC. He's definitely better than he used to be. I don't know. Like, I mean, we'll see. Because, like, I'll be honest, Marcel, watching this fight, there was a lot of points where Magny was pushing against the fence, and I was like, okay, is he going to get off? And eventually he got on top with that takedown. He actually was the one on top, which was nice to see. But it wasn't like it was, you know, you could see some, I don't want to say holes, but there's past to win for other fighters, I guess.
It's kind of like Natalia Silva, who was also a pretty couple of losses on her record, but in the UFC she hasn't lost yet. Although Prates knocks everybody out.
Great comparison, actually. Yeah. But again, like Magny's a good fighter, but he's not top 10. He's not top 5. Nothing. So Jeff Neal's a hard matchup, but I still think he probably beats Jeff Neal. I mean, we'll see, but I would probably favor him if they do that fight. I mean, it's a fight that makes sense. Michael, what's up, man? GM3 was robbed. Well, I don't know about that, but yeah, that was an interesting fight. Should take more time off. Yeah. MVP and Prates. I think MVP wants to fight Shara, wasn't he? Calling him out?
Yeah, they want to fight each other. Yeah.
So MVP is going to move middleweight, then he should be taking out the rankings at 170. Why is he even ranked? Who did he beat? I can't remember. Who did he beat?
He beat Kevin Holland.
Oh, Kevin Holland, who's an okay fighter, I guess. Yeah, that's a pretty good win. That fight wasn't great, if I remember correctly.
He won 1 and 3, I think.
Yeah.
Second one was Kevin got him to the ground, I think.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that. All right. 299, I think it was Miami. All right. Co-main event. Well, originally it was Tercios and Sopai. What happened?
Tercios medical issue. I don't know anything else, I haven't asked. So
yeah, it was a week of injuries and guys pulling out. We also lost the Cody Garbrandt and Miles John fight. Miles has been rebooked for UFC Tampa against Felipe Lima, right?
Yeah.
You were about to break that fight, but unfortunately you got beaten to the punch.
I got to tell the story, man. So I got told that fight was signed, but I always go for both guys to tell me on both sides. So I was waiting for one side to tell me, but then I went to bed because it was already late. And then I woke up and I got a message like 5 hours earlier from the other guy. It's like, yeah, it's a done deal. It's signed. So, and then I opened Twitter, and then just 1 minute before Front Kick Online posted it. So I could have had it 5 hours earlier. But yeah, I was sleeping. So I was like, fucking hell, but hey, whatever. The fight is a done deal. I'm happy for Miles that he got rebooked, and looking forward to that fight, man. Felipe Lima looked good in his debut, man.
Yeah, no, I agree. All right, let's get back to this card. Reinier de Ridder. I don't know. Guys kept talking about Reinier in the chat. My bad. Reinier de Ridder submits Gerald Meerschaert. 3rd round submission. Yeah, it was an interesting fight. First round, Reinier definitely won it because he knocked down Gerald with like 10 seconds left. Although, to be honest, I thought Gerald was probably going to win that round up to that point. And then he stole it back. I don't know what your thoughts on that, Rob, but I'll ask you in a second. Second round, Gerald won. All the scorecards were the same, by the way. They were 1-1. 3rd round. And honestly, Marcel, when you go back to the 3rd round, you think that Gerald's got the advantage, right? Because how many times he's won in the 3rd round? But Reinier got on top of him and then got the arm triangle choke, which was a pretty great finish for his UFC debut. Gets the win here. And that's a nice win over a guy who's a well-respected veteran. A guy who's beatable. Gerald's not like unbeatable. He's lost a lot, but still a tough out. And first guy to submit him in like six years, I think, which I did pick, by the way. I said submission. Just because I think Reiner's submissions are – sorry about that. I think Reiner's submissions are, like, top level. Nice win for him, Marcel.
For once, pay a fucking electric bill, man.
I know, I get light over. My bad, guys. Like the plug drip on my foot. But, yeah, no, Reinier – I don't think his striking looked that good, Marcel. It looks really stiff to me. I don't know what you thought, but the ground game's obviously super legit, especially when he's on top. It was a good fight, I think, and he gets the win. So any thoughts?
Yeah, discussion about this with Dutch colleagues and stuff, somewhere like it was a great debut. They say I was a little bit more on the fence. I thought that the striking didn't look good at all. And I've listened, all of all respect for Reinier, but his ground game is like 10 times better than his striking, you know what I mean? So the first round, I think it was Gerald's round until the last 10 seconds where he got knocked down and almost got finished. So I scored that one for Reinier, the first round. Second round was a clear round for Gerald Meerschaert, in my opinion. So I don't 1-1 going into the third. And I was like, listen, man, if Reinier stands striking with him, he got the risk to get knocked out. Although Reinier probably landed the best punch of the fight, which is crazy,
Yeah.
So, and I think on the ground, you saw Gerald didn't really entertain the ground with Reinier, because he knew Reinier is really good on the ground. And you saw when he was like in full mount, it was like, I think maybe 10 seconds later he got the tap. He went from full mount to arm triangle. I mean, it was a good win, but it wasn't as the thing is like he put some how do you say that? He put a lot of expectation on his own shoulder by saying like, I want to fight somebody in the top 15. I want to be champion in the UFC. You know, so a lot of people expecting a lot from him here. And I think it was a good debut, but he had more trouble with Meerschaert than he should have. I think, you know what I mean. And there's no disrespect to Gerald Meerschaert because he's an absolute veteran and he's a submission. How do you say that? The bonus king of the middleweight division. But I feel like if he fights a guy who has some takedown defense and has some good striking, he might be in trouble, dude. So, yeah, I mean, I hear a lot of people in the Netherlands saying, let him fight Bo Nickel if Bo wins against Paul Craig. I'm going the other way. Let him fight Paul Craig. Whoever wins in that fight, you know?
Yeah, no, I think that I think he's good, but I thought I saw holes in his game. But still, I mean, it's a nice win. There's no doubt about it. You know, it's a nice win. It's just, you know, Gerald's not like he's beatable. You know, he's not an elite guy. So, anyways, it was a pretty good fight, I think. All right, a couple comments here. GM3 looked good until he gassed up. Yeah, that's true. Sloppy. Yeah, it was a little sloppy version DP. A couple of you guys were saying that. I mean, I don't want to say you guys are wrong, but I mean, I don't know if I see the comparison. Do you see the comparison?
I think DDP striking is way better than Reinier's striking, to be honest, you know.
And then Reinier's ground game's better, right?
Yeah, 100%. Listen, and I'm from the Netherlands, so but I'm trying not to be biased at all, you know. So I'm being very honest. I think DDP striking is way better.
Oh, I mean, no doubt. Did you guys see Reinier risen with the Ringos? I didn't see it, but I don't blame him. Reinier slow cooked GM3 a little bit in the Dutch oven. That's actually
pretty cool. The Dutch oven.
How do you think Reinier does against the Craig Nickel winner? He won't get that fight. I don't think they'll do that fight. But
if he gets Craig, would be a great matchup for
Craig.
him.
Yeah, but I don't think he gets Bo Nickel next. No,
Nickel might knock him out, dude. To be real honest,
Nickel might knock a lot of people out. Nickel's quite good.
Yeah.
I like this fight, Rodolfo Vieira. I like that, or Rodolfo, I should say.
I didn't even think about that. That's a good one.
I like this fight too, Jungyoung Park. That's a fun fight too. I like that fight. You know, it's kind of shitty for those guys because they've been winning fights in the UFC, and then this guy comes in and gets one win. He's going to get those guys, but for what I'm hearing, he's getting paid a lot of money, right? Like his new deal. Yeah.
Can I ask you a question? So listen, you got Shara Bullet now ranked at number 13.
Yeah, this guy's saying right here, Shara Bullet. He's asking about that.
Yeah, okay, but he's ranked in the middleweight division now, number 13. You know.
Sure.
Do you think, and I don't think personally, I don't think they should be ranked both, but do you think Reinier Doretta should be ranked higher than Shara Bullet with the win over GM3 here? If you compare what Shara won against in the UFC and is now ranked.
I get what you're saying, but I don't think a win over Gerald even gets you ranked. And personally, I mean, I like Gerald a lot.
I think a win over Armin also shouldn't get you ranked. Armin Petrosian.
Well, he has 3 wins. It's not just one.
Yeah, but look against who, man?
All right, but I mean, why isn't Andre Petrosky ranked then? Is Joe Pyfer ranked? Maybe he is. I don't know if Joe is.
No, I don't think Joe Pyfer.
Joe probably should be. To be honest, Joe Pyfer probably should be ranked.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. See that, but Andre Petrosky beat Gerald. He's not ranked. He's still in the UFC still. He lost to Jacob Malkout. Should Jacob Malkout be ranked?
What about RoboCop?
He should probably be ranked. Yeah, I mean, RoboCop should be ranked. Not actually. Should Jungyoung Park be ranked?
No.
He's like 8 wins.
He's not ranked. I mean, I don't say he shouldn't, but
Shara Bullet probably shouldn't be ranked. But again, yeah, it's Prince privilege, and if he's not ranked, Dana White's going to go and be like, "You media people don't have Shara Bullet ranked after that double spinning back fist or whatever." So I think we're nearest to everyone top 15. I don't know. I think he beats Michel Pereira. Personally, I think he beats him.
He can overcome the first 2 minutes, probably. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know, man. The striking looked really stiff to me, and robotic almost. He's kind of weird, like body type too. This guy. I don't know if you noticed that. It's just like an awkward frame. It works though. Yeah. By the way, just really quick, did you see that one championship main event with Rogue and Malkin?
Oh God!
Did you see it?
Do you really
watch it?
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah.
Okay, so I don't really watch one championship. I'll be honest, guys. There's so much MMA, but it was on Amazon Prime, so I put it on because people were watching it. Okay, so there was a lot of people in the media hyping up Malkin as this like killer, saying he should be fighting Francis. That should be Francis' opponent. Dude, this guy lost to Rogue in one. That's bad.
Yeah.
So
and
that dude didn't look good at all. No, he's not that good, really. Like, I'm happy for the guy because
remember when the dude tried to get a DQ win, and then he got TKO loss.
I remember. It's not good. Malkin is not good either. This guy, I saw Rainier's comments. So Ali Abdelaziz was talking. Basically, Matt Hume, who was Mighty Mouse's manager for years, who was coach for years, is the matchmaker there, and he said that like he's like really hard to work with. I think right, Meerschaert?
So what I can tell you, what I hear from fighters who are with one championship before, they get you a contract, but they don't get you fights. There were fighters from the Netherlands signed with one championship who never fought for the organization, but weren't allowed to fight anywhere else. So
Yeah.
like the career was like 2 years stopped, and they have like, I don't want to go too deep into this, but they probably have some kind of things in the contract which is really hard to get around or whatever, so there are, that's why the Ritter said it. I know his teammates said the same, who fought at Bellator. So
Mhm.
that there are a lot of people actually who are not under one championship contract anymore saying that, because if they are with one championship, they probably get sued if they say something, And now Reinier is in the UFC, and I think he was right. We asked him about one championship in the Dutch interview before the fight, and he didn't really want to say anything, And after the fight in the presser, he was more open about it. So I think he was like, let me first fight this fight, so I have my UFC fight on, and now I'm done with one championship completely. They cannot take me from this fight or whatever. Now I can talk about it. So, but there are more former one championship fighters who are saying this, So yeah, I don't know how it exactly is, but it's kind of bad what I've heard. So yeah.
Yeah. No, I haven't heard great things either. Okay, a couple comments. I wanted to get this from Blake. He did say this last week. Mansour and Reinier sub. So that was a sub round 2. Wow, nice. Oh, 2-legger. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I had both picks too. So great pick, and great minds think alike. Saw the 1-5 disappointing. Yeah, it was. Yeah, the ring thing was interesting too, but I just think the fight was pretty low. Honestly, it was kind of low level. Two guys just push each other against the ropes. It was kind of meh. Everyone who comes over from a major promotion gets one tune-up fight and they lose the next one. Yeah, it happens a lot, man. Eddie Alvarez actually won the belt though, I think, right? In his second fight, or maybe he beat Don Cerrone and then he knocked out RDA. Is that what happened with Eddie? I think.
I don't know if it was that quick, but yeah, he got the belt.
I'm gonna double check, but I think he beat. No, actually, he lost to Cerrone, didn't he? Eddie Alvarez. I have to double check. Did he lose to Cerrone? I think he did in his debut, right? Yeah, he lost to Cerrone, then he beat Gilbert and Pettis, and then he got the title shot.
Yeah.
Okay, my bad. But I mean, it was 10 years ago, so I forgot. But yeah, I remember he was a lot of hype, and then Cerrone beat him. But although Cerrone is, people shit on Cerrone, but I was looking at the record books. He has the most knockdowns of all time. Like, he's one of the most exciting guys. And I think he's
such a fun fighter.
Yeah, I don't mind him being in the Hall of Fame at all, personally. I know he didn't win a belt, but you know what? If they had the BMF back then, he would have won it at some point. I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, this guy, Marcus Buchecha, I think.
Yeah,
yeah. Maybe UFC next. He's a free agent, but we'll see, because
possible.
They might try to keep him kind of roped in this matching or something, contract matching. Yeah, Eddie got finished in 1-2. That was Eddie's fought in every promotion. Love Eddie Alvarez. He fought in every promotion. Maybe not Strikeforce, but all the other ones, right?
Even if you were blind and you were watching the TV, you knew Eddie Alvarez was fighting because it's
his wife.
Yeah, exactly.
I know. All right, let's get back to the fights. Upset pick, the only one of the night, Marcel. I did pick him. Gaston Bolanos defeats Cortavius Romeus. Decision. Yeah, I think it was a pretty good performance by Gaston. All the judges gave him every round. I don't know. I mean, the first round was close. Like, he was winning the round, and then at the end he got it looked like he got dropped. Now, there are counties and knockdown. I'd have to rewatch it. I didn't, but it looked like he got dropped. Regardless, all the judges gave him that round anyways. And then the second round definitely won that round, and then the third round for sure. So.
Who's the mouth breeder who gives the 10-8 round?
It was Tony Weeks. That was the judge. But yeah, I mean, he definitely won the fight, so really it doesn't matter. But yeah, I think that the first round was close. But yeah, Romeus, to me, Marcel, just wasn't UFC caliber coming in. Like I kept saying after that fight with Imperato, this isn't a good enough win to get in the UFC, especially when we don't finish that guy. And I was ready to fade him, and I did. So for me, he's just not UFC level. And because I know Blan's so good in this fight, but I think he's one of the lower ranked guys in this division, right? So it's a good win, and he was plus 200. But I don't think either guy goes that far in the UFC, honestly.
That's what I said in the Discord yesterday. I don't think both are really UFC level at this moment. So
yeah.
But yeah, I think Bolaños won 2 of the 3 rounds. I think I had 29-28, but I had Bolaños winning as well. Yeah, I mean, he won. He was the only underdog pretty much on the card that won. So, I mean, good for him. And, yeah, he needed to win. He got that really ugly fight against Aaron Phillips that he won, and then he had that bad fight against Marcus McGee. So this was a more decisive win for him. So good for him, man. Yeah, nice.
No, for sure. I agree.
Good pick, by the way.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, it was the only dog pick. I had him and Tricoli, who got subbed in about a minute and 23 seconds.
If you had both, that would have been crazy. If you would have,
that would have been awesome. Yeah, I know. But he got submitted in about a minute. Yeah. Oh, Anthony, what's up, man? Glad to have you here, dude. Yeah, we did miss it, but we did talk about this already. We think that it's probably going to be Carlos and Jeff Deal. That's what we think.
Yeah.
This guy likes Bolanos and Brad Katona. Sure, I don't mind that. It's fine.
Yeah.
All right. Jillian Robertson gets another win marks over Luana Pinheiro. Jillian's won 3 straight fights. She's won 5 of 6, I believe, since dropping divisions. A little check. No, sorry, 4 of 5 since dropping weight. Obviously, a much better fighter at 115. For Pinheiro, 3 straight losses. I kind of feel like she's going to join Nicolau, Marcel, her boyfriend, on the unemployment.
Yeah. This is nothing against Luana, but this was, for me, was as close as the luck of the night, if there was any on the card.
And she made it close, though. Second round, she won, right?
Yeah, she did, actually, and I was kind of surprised with that. At the same time, she lost 3 in a row. She got submitted by Angela Hill. Nothing against Angela Hill, but she's not your particular submission fighter or BJJ fighter. And to be really honest, her last win against Michelle Watterson was kind of like sketchy as well. So,
and the Random Marcos win was kind of weird too. Her best win, like you said, I think last
Sam Hughes.
Yeah, that was her best win. Mm-hmm. Do you think they gave her one more though? Because she is ranked. Do you think they gave her one
probably.
more?
And she is like, how do you say that?
She's marketable, right?
Yeah, right, exactly. So, yeah, maybe they probably will. You know, it's like with the women, it's like they don't cut them that easily. Remember Ashley Yoder? You know, so yeah.
I remember her. Yeah, she got she had 5 losses or something. Mm-hmm. She actually might come back to the UFC. She's winning fights on LFA, right? So.
And I always liked Ashley Yoder, by the way. So
yeah, me too. Maybe they could bring her back and she could fight Luana. Maybe they could do that.
Yeah, why not? Why not? You know.
Maybe they'll give Luana. I like Luana. I like the bangs, dude. They're nice. No, she's marketable. So maybe they'll give her one more. I don't think she looked horrible in this fight. Like, I think on standing, she was outstriking Robertson. Robertson's stand-up is terrible. Like, it always has been. Never improved. But her ground game is the best in the division, probably. Like, other than maybe like Wei Li Zhang and who else am I forgetting? Tatiana, right? Like, I would say and Verna. Yeah, but still top 5, right? And that's pretty fucking good, isn't it? I think it's top 5. Mackenzie, Mackenzie too. You're right. There's a few I forgot, obviously, off the top of my head. But
Adam here forgetting his wife, but hey, I'm helping him.
I mean, who does Robertson fight? Because it elevates her in the rankings. I think she just probably takes the spot of Luana.
Who can she fight?
Well, she moved up one spot. Has she fought Angela Hill? Have they fought?
I don't know. Actually, it's possible. You know?
Has she fought Loopy? That would be a good fight too. Those fights.
Yeah, let's do that.
Those fights, actually, Loopy makes a lot of sense because Loopy's a pretty good wrestler. Because again, I feel like I like Robertson, but if she can't get fights to the ground, she's in trouble. I feel like. Yeah, I think another fight. Hill's takedown defense isn't amazing, but again, if she keeps it standing, she'll win. The 10-8 round, the third round, I was going to give it 10-8 personally, but I think the last minute where Luana got the reversal and then got Robertson in kind of a guillotine choke for a second, I kind of feel like that got her back to a 10-9. She still lost the round, but I think 10-8's a little generous there. I don't know what you think. A little
generous. Yeah, 10-9 was okay.
Yeah. Robertson's still super young. Could she crack top 5? Maybe. She's been in the UFC a while. She has a lot of experience, man. I like her better at this weight class, but again, I think her striking's not good. I just don't think it's good at all. It's never gotten better. Her ground game's really good, though. So, first time I've ever seen Jillian fight where I've seen improvements. Where'd you see the improvements? Just curious. Because to me, it was the same game plan as always. I don't know about you, Marcel. You know, go for the takedown, go for the body lock.
I agree. I actually thought she had it much more difficult with Luana than I expected, to be honest. You know,
dude, I was like, as someone who put Robertson in a parlay, I was a little bit worried there after the second round. I was like, oh man, not looking too good, but got the winner. Yeah, she could do that too. Boss. All right. Okay, next fight here. Mansour Abdul Malik gets a bonus here, knocking out Dusko Todorovic first round. He looked amazing. This was an incredible debut for this guy in the UFC. He's 7-0 now as a prospect, Marcel. He's the real deal. I like this guy a lot. I mean, Dusko, listen, he's a guy who's been knocked out a bunch, right? His chin is pretty bad, but four knockout losses in the UFC, although one was an injury, so we'll give him a pass on that one. But still, I love this fight for Mansour when it got announced. It looked like the UFC was trying to get him a win. And then when they made it, Marcel, the opening fight in the main card, you knew that they were like trying to hype this guy up. This is a showcase fight, I would call it, right?
Yeah.
Do you agree with me?
You know what would be very convenient? When they do that like 3 weeks before the card and not like 4 days before the card, you know, that they change that stuff. Because I have to adjust everything I did. But yeah, great win for Mansour Abdul Malik. I was more impressed than I was with Contender Series fight because the Contender Series fight I really wasn't impressed with Wes Schultz. Same. But Yeah, he knocked out Mini Struve, So I mean, it's a good win for him, and I think Dusko. I hope for him he gets another one, but I'm not sure. He's too inconsistent. So
He's 3-5 in the UFC.
yeah, I don't know if he has another fight on his contract. If he does it, I don't think they will renew, but we'll see.
You know what? I'm thinking he doesn't, to be honest with you, because he fought.
4-4.
Yeah.
4-4. Yeah.
Yeah, 4-4. I think he probably doesn't. So he'll probably get the little X on the roster tracker. But if he does have another fight left, I'd give it to him. But because I feel like he's fighting really hard fights, man. Against Leroy Duncan, Malik, and Jaquani, Robocop, Soriano. Those are all like fights he was going to lose, I think. So yeah. But yeah, I like Malik's good, man. He's the real deal. Still a prospect. Who would you give him next?
Malik, middleweight, right? Middleweight. We'll give it. No. Do you want to get? Nah, that's maybe too early.
It depends. Like, you give him a striker or a grappler. I mean, that's really
I was thinking like maybe GM3, but that's maybe too early. Yeah, but listen, man, GM3. If he gets him down, I don't think we should do that. What do we have at middleweight, which makes sense?
There's a lot of fights he could take. I mean,
give him Armin Petrosian, man.
Sure, they could do that. There's a lot of fights. I mean, honestly, I feel like he could fight a bunch of guys. Like, he could even fight Gore potentially too. They could do that. All right, let's go to the next fight here. Denise goes to defeat Karolina Kowalkiewicz decision. Probably the worst fight in the card, right?
Yeah.
Probably was not very good. Honestly, Denise, I don't know. Like, when she was in open space, she was like outstriking Karolina. Her head was getting hit back in the air, but she kept clinching. It was just so awful.
Yeah.
To be honest, that third round, I think she definitely lost the third round personally, Gomes. Like, I thought Karolina won. Yeah.
I felt she could have knocked her out in the first and the second, man. Yeah. And then she kept clinching.
Yeah, it was horrible.
I was like, why?
Did you give Karolina the third round too, or no?
Arguably, yeah. I mean, what's possible?
One judge did. Only one did, but I did.
What's possible?
I wasn't impressed by Gomes in this fight. Like I said last week, I'm like, I don't know about this minus 600, and she won. There's no doubt. So I guess in the end, it was a parlay piece. But to me, like, she should be beating Karolina a lot better than she did. And what's that girl's name? Yasmin Lucindo was much more, I think, convincing when she beat her. Right?
Yeah, but this was kind of comparable to Yasmin's last performance, in my opinion. Against who was it again? Who she fought? Marina Rodriguez.
Yeah, disappointing, right?
Yeah, it kind of resembled for me.
Well, I thought Marina won that fight, to be honest with you. So
yeah, I didn't agree with that, but yeah, it was a close fight. I remember.
By the way, do you keep Karolina on the roster, or you give her one more, or you cut her? I mean, she's only lost 2 in a row, but she's 39. So
you know what it is, man. I would ask Karolina what she wants. If she wants one more fight, I would tell her that maybe like, do one more, I make that maybe your retirement fight. Think about it. If she doesn't want to retire, that's on her,
She's
but
9-9 in the UFC. Yeah. She has an even record, so
yeah. It's like if she doesn't retire, she keeps getting fat to the newer girls.
She did beat Rose. She has that win over her forever. So
yeah, but when was that? 2015?
Yeah, it was. It was a while ago, but she has a win over Demopoulos and Belbitsa, who are on the roster. So I think she'll get one more. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be against the prospect from Contender.
They're both still on the roster, right? Demopoulos and Belbitsa.
Do you think they would give that girl to her, Dubin? Would they do that fight?
Bro, but Belbitsa and Demopoulos are still on the roster, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, she has wins over fighters on the roster still. That's why I think she might get another one and not get cut. That's what I was saying.
The Dubin girl.
Yeah, you think she could fight Karolina?
Listen, if you want to give Karolina a win, you might give her Marnik.
She's a flyweight. My bad. She's a flyweight. Okay.
Yeah, give her Marnik, man.
Yeah, Dubin's a flyweight. Sorry, for some reason I thought she was a strawweight.
Yeah, is she a flyweight?
That's what it says, but I feel like she's small, isn't she?
She's like stocky for flyweight.
Maybe it's that stupid teddy bear or that pig she had with her. Makes me think she's a little girl or something. For Denise, was she ranked? No, I guess she wasn't.
No, but she will be now.
You think? Because Karolina wasn't ranked, so I don't know.
Karolina was 15, man.
He's not here on the website, man. She's not there.
What the fuck did they?
I think she got taken off recently. They put Tisha's 15. You know what?
Oh.
Yeah, I think Pinero's probably going to get bumped out, and then she'll take her spot probably. Actually, she could fight Tisha Pennington. That would be a good fight, wouldn't it? Gomes and Pennington.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Gomes' corner is terrible. Her corner was Marcel's girlfriend, Jessica Andrade.
You're really sick in your head, dude. Sometimes
You are.
you know
You are.
you're
You
a
are.
sick dude.
Yo, don't let me Joey hear this, man. He's gonna go after you for it.
Who?
Joey.
Oh, GTM. Yeah, fuck you.
That's funny. No, but it was like, what was your corner? It was Karo Hosa and Jessica Andrade. I didn't know Andrade was there. So the three of them, man, the trio of contenders there, Marcel. All three of them ranked fighters. Yeah, I'm not going to make any more comments. Let's just
I think that would be very smart here in this case. Yeah.
Not looking to get canceled here, boys. All right. Next fight, Elizio Zaleski dos Santos knocks out Zach Scroggin in minute 15. I mean, Scroggin looked awful, honestly. Like, he was a prospect that had some promise, but comes in here 4 days' notice, misses weight. He looked sad in the scale, Marcel. He looked like he wasn't training at all. He gets knocked out in a minute. The fight was quick. The stoppage was quick. I mean, there's not much to take away from me. This was a fight where Zaleski was minus 1,000. He was always going to win, and it was just even quicker than I think we thought, right? But
yeah. I don't want to talk shit on Scroggin, but imagine going from Nicholas Dalby to Zach Scroggin, man. It's like
that's what I'm saying. Like, we both picked Dalby last week. This is like a free win for this guy. Honestly, it was like a free win. It really was.
It was basically, yeah.
It was a free win.
He needed to win.
Probably like, hey, you're gonna fight this guy in short notice. He's like, fuck yeah, I'm taking this fight.
I think he even said after the fight, he was like, "This guy, I thank him for taking the fight because it was like that was crazy." But
and it saved his job too because he had lost. Well, he had the draw, I guess, with not, but he lost his last fight. Had he lost again to Dalby, it would have been 3 straight fights without a win, right? So
yeah, and I also wonder at the same time. Look, Zach Scroggin got the fight on 4 days' notice. He didn't make weight. He didn't make weight. Plus, he looked really bad in the octagon, against Elizio Zaleski dos Santos. So, unless Dana doesn't see this fight, he might get a second one. Yeah, so
I doubt he watched it.
I don't know, dude. I hope for Zach that he gets a second fight with a full training camp. But man, we've seen it before, man. Where they get a fighter who misses weight, who looks bad in the octagon, and they are like, okay, bye.
Yeah. No, I could see it. I could see it happening because he missed weight and looked bad, but he did save the fight, so I'd give him another one. And what's he making? 12,000. So
yeah, maybe 14.
And again, to be honest with you, Marcel, I mean, Zaleski's a fucking good striker. We all know that. So Carolina's looked slow for a while now, Antoine. In my opinion, like she's a punch behind every fight now. Elizio's Danny Barlow. Yeah, that's a fun fight. I mean, if they could rebook Dalby, I would do that. But if not, then I don't mind that Barlow fight at all. I like this one too. Look at this, Marcel. Easy DS got hand fed an easy W. I like that.
That's true.
Yeah, the under was good. The under and what else? Him by TKO was plus 110 for a guy who was minus 1,000. That was a great bet. Another guy who got a knockout here gets a bonus. Charles Radke, Chuck Buffalo knocks out Matthew Semmelsberger. I felt like it was an early stoppage personally, but I mean, he still would have knocked it out, I think. Good win for Chuck Buffalo, 3-1 in the UFC. Only lost to Prates, so no shame in that. And then with Semmelsberger, Marcel, 4 straight losses. He's definitely getting cut, and I think he's going to retire too. But yeah, nice win for Chuck. I just feel like the stoppage was a little early, personally. I don't know what you thought.
Yeah, I agree. I remember when Matthew Semmelsberger looked so good against Jake Matthews, and everybody was like, "Oh, dude, he's by coming to the top 15 soon." And then he got out grappled pretty much with Jeremiah Wells, and it went all downside for him after that. Yeah, or downhill, I should say, not downside. So, yeah, I mean, Radke looked good. I think he's a promising guy in the division. We'll see what's next for him. He only got that loss over Carlos Prates, which is, it happens.
Yep.
Let's see what's next. And he let's say, after mostly his fights are as entertaining, and maybe his post fights is more entertaining than his fights itself.
Very possible.
Character.
Yeah, no, I don't mind this fight. D-Rod, sure, that's fine. But yeah, Matthews Semmelsberger. If he doesn't retire, he's gonna get cut. All right, next fight here. Damon Blackshirt gets a bonus, finishes Cody Stamann first round. Great performance by him. I mean, I was super confident in him winning this fight, Marcel. Damon's a good fighter, man. He's a really good fighter. And he's coming off that bad loss to Montel. Montel's also good. And the fight with Mario Batista, we talked about it already. That was a close fight, man. He could have won that fight. It was close. Yeah. I'm a big fan of this guy. I like Damon a lot. The Monster, I think he's a really good fighter. And it was a nice win for him. And maybe potentially could get a top 15 opponent. Might be another win, but it's close to it. And then with Stamann, 3 straight losses. Again, 35 years old. I think he probably gets released too, Marcel, unfortunately.
Yeah, man, Cody Stamen was a long time a guy who was around the 10th, 15th place, and a certain moment he kind of got the losses. I think he only won against Luan Lacerda lately, Yeah, I mean, I thought that it was pretty competitive until it wasn't anymore, and Demon took over. And great win for him, man. Very good win for Demon. And sucked. I think Stamen is the second guy in a row who loses on his birthday after Rafael dos
RDA,
Anjos.
Stop booking guys on their birthdays, for God's sakes. I don't like this. Do you like it or no?
Kind of sad, honestly. You don't.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Because it's just a shitty way, especially for these milestone birthdays. Especially with RDA, your 40th birthday. I mean, that's a special birthday. And getting hurt like that and brutally knocked out. And
yeah, you will never forget
trust me, guys.
As
you get older, these birthdays become more special because you don't know when the next one's going to be. You don't know if you'll get another one. So, I mean, I like that Twister thing was still a thing of beauty from a few years ago. I'm a big fan of him. Really big fan of this guy. I like him a lot. The monster. All right, next fight here. Great pick by you, Marcel. Honestly, I was on the fence about it, but I went with Triccoli because of the height. That's probably why Mackenzie Dern loves him so much, because of the height, Marcel. That's what wins you over with this guy. So last week we were doing the preview, 6'5". They actually added an inch to this guy. He's 6'6" now. So I don't know, man. He's just
to his height. Okay.
Yeah. They added to his height. Yeah, of course. Oh God. Anyways, I mean, listen, Gore with another guillotine, right? I just wasn't sure he had fought in 2 years. I was like, I don't know what he's gonna look like. Man, another guillotine. I'll be honest, I kind of feel like he should have got a bonus. I kind of feel like he should have got one. I feel like he should have gotten it. 2 years over the cage, gets a nasty sub in a minute 23. Chuck Buffalo had the quickest finish, but it wasn't a clean finish in my opinion. I would have given him the bonus instead. I don't hate them giving it to Radke. I don't think Radke's got. Yeah, he's never got one before, so they like to spread. They like to spread it around. They like to keep these poor fighters hungry, Marcel, as we say, right? So, I mean, I just think that they could have given an extra bonus because there was a few cards ago. I know they ended up giving one back, but there was also another card where they gave 3. Like recently, there was 2. Yeah. They could have given an extra bonus personally, but I thought Gore looked, great. I know you.
Solid win, man. After 2 years without fighting, happy for him. Good win. We'll see what next for him. I honestly think Triccoli is not all that.
I was going to say, you think he gets cut or do you think he gets one more?
I mean, he's with Mackenzie Dern, so who knows? Maybe he gets another one.
I think he'll get another one because of his girlfriend or his wife. Are they married or are they just?
I think they're married. I think, but I'm not sure.
Whatever. I mean, I feel like she's going to tell Dana, "Come on, Dana," in her Brazilian accent. She's going to tell Dana, "Come on, give him one more." It's not like he's making much money, anyways. And he can fight these he could actually. You know what? They could do him and Dusko. Maybe they could do that. 2 guys that are at the bottom of the barrel.
Or him and Barrio.
Yeah. You slide into DMs. I don't have a chance, dude. I don't have a chance. I don't even slide into people's DMs. I never even did that. I mean, I'm a little too old for that shit. Wish I was younger, man. That's the easiest way to do it. Trishan should get Dustin Stoltzfus. I feel like Stoltzfus is a little bit higher than him, but I don't mind that fight if they do it.
Adam doesn't slide to people's DMs. He just showed them his dick. That's all he does.
What the fuck? You wish, man. This guy's thinking about my piece.
Because you were talking about it before we started. So yeah.
Oh, yeah. What are you? This guy's living rent free, man. Triccoli, despite being 6 foot, he's 6'6", doesn't have anything to offer. He's embarrassing. He's looked terrible. Klein and Triccoli, that's the kind of fight it would be, right? Like a contender series guy. We have a good time on here. Oh, that guy Atiba Gauthier. Yeah, that would be good too. That guy from Contender. Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. One of those Contender guys, or even that guy Suk Young Ko, whatever his name is.
That
terrible fighter.
Atiba Gauthier, is that guy who was with Kamaru Usman training, or was that the other guy?
No, that's Musasa.
Oh, that's Musasa. Yeah, okay, yeah.
There's all these guys there were so many guys signed this season. Some of them were kind of random. Polish pipe layer. That's Jan Blachowicz.
Oh, yeah, you were like the Greek garlic. What did you say?
What are you then? The Dutch Snorlax? Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's me.
what's the Dutch Knight? That's you.
The Dutch Knight, yeah.
Coley versus Dern Surfer X. Can that guy make 185? I think he's like a strawweight dude. What's that guy's name? Wesley Santos or something? That guy, the surfer guy.
You probably know.
I remember. I know who he is. He's like a professional surfer, dude. He's like one of the better surfers.
Adam acts like he wants.
No, I mean, I read this story about him, dude. He allegedly, I think, they were like picking the kid up at school, and then Tricoli like attacked him at like the school. It's like it's actually kind of sad to see. He was like riding his skateboard away. It's a terrible story, dude.
But you act like you watch surfing.
No, I know I don't watch surfing at all, but I know that he's a famous surfer. I know that. It's because I read the story. I know. Marcel, you can read this comment.
Don't take off my junk. Remember that guy, Suck Yonko? Yeah. Do you remember that?
What did Brandon Fitzgerald say?
Yeah. Suck your cock.
The Dutch Bishop. I like that one. Wesley Snipes. No, not. I think it's Wesley Santos or something. Anyways, or not the last fight. The first fight, I should say. Melissa Mullins beats Claudia Segula. This fight was pretty bad. I mean, it was a good finish, but like, first off, Mullins missed weight. Segula should not be in the UFC. Gets destroyed. Can't escape from back mount. Doesn't move her hand, and then posts a video of her crying afterwards. Yeah. So I don't even know what to think. I honestly feel like this girl shouldn't even be in the UFC. Am I wrong for saying that?
No, not at all. I think
Remember that guy that got cut? She didn't quit on the stool, but remember that guy? He got cut. He fought Austin Hubbard. What's Max Roscoff or something? Max Roscoff, yeah. Yeah. Remember, Dana's like, we can't have this guy on the roster because he quit in the stool. Remember him?
Yeah.
Like, to me, like, when you're sitting there crying after you lost your first fight, like, it's just not a good look. Like, I understand, like, dude, I get it. You're training your ass off. This is, I think, something you think you can do for your career. But, like, you got to have a better reaction than that losing a fight. You got to be a good winner and a good loser,
Adam, what it is? Crying. You know what it is, man? I also think that she had a lot of stress coming up this week because I think she arrived on Thursday in Vegas. I heard about that with
the visa, right?
Yeah, because I knew because I was like, I always do these pictures with the updated portraits on Getty, her one wasn't there on Wednesday, so I was wondering why is she there, and then she was there on Thursday night.
Media day or whatever.
Yeah, she missed media day as well. So I think there was just a lot of things for her to.
I get it. I get it.
But I agree with you.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, put your big boy pants on, as they say, or big girl pants. You know what I mean? Like, when you think about it,
talking a lot about pants here. I don't know.
Yeah, I know, but think about it. Mullins is not very good. Like, she's bottom the barrel. Like, I know she has a good ground game, but to me, it's like it's not going to get easier than this. It's going to get harder. So I don't know, man.
That's
like,
it's.
Can you stop? Yeah, I saw that, Blake. Her amateur, her record in general was just padded. Yes, Tony Hawk games are amazing. Pro Skater. You ever played them? Tony Hawk Pro Skater?
Yeah.
I actually have the new one, I think, for PlayStation 4. I wasn't saying new one, but it came out like 5 years ago, maybe. It was a great game.
Yeah, they did it like a remastered version.
But the old games are like, they're some of the best games of all time. So yeah, I loved them when I was a kid. Like, I didn't know anything about skateboarding, but I learned from that game.
1, 2, 3, 4, Underground 1, Underground 2, American Wasteland. I fucking loved it all.
And the soundtracks are always amazing too, right?
Yeah.
All right. Half the paycheck. Yeah, I mean, you hate the win show bonus or the win show structure, right? You hate it.
Yeah, you too. Everybody does. Everybody who doesn't have to pay does.
Dana likes it.
Yeah.
Also, you should try a little weight cut ban for the field division. There's only 3 anyways. Weight cut ban? Oh, I see. You like move them up a division or something. To me, the only fighter should be Kuzma. Yeah, he definitely is going to get released, but there's a few other ones that are on the bubble, I would say. Guys, you have to remember, like, they only have... Okay, so was it Alzolino that posted this? Like, someone posted this. It was like, if every fighter gets 3 fights, there's not enough room for everyone to fight 3 times a year. Right? Because there's 40... How many cards is there? 45 or something?
Something like that, yeah.
Right? And then there's 12 fights a card, 13 fights a card. And there's 700 fighters on the roster. Guys, they have to cut people because
the problem is
42
quantity.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys that shouldn't and girls that shouldn't be on the roster. So
yeah,
Mullins missed weight in 2 straight fights. Like maybe she should. Well, can she move up? She can't because it's 135. Right, it's 135. Segula doesn't look like a bantamweight to me. I mean, can she make 125? Probably, right?
Yeah, she also doesn't look like a bantamweight to me. Yeah.
Cuts. Scroggins, Marcel wants him cut. So
no, I don't want him cut. Don't put that in my mouth. You
said that's what she said. Didn't you say that?
No, I said he might because he missed weight and he looked bad. We seen it before. That's what I said. But I don't say that I want to see him cut. No,
I think from this card, I think Pinero's possibly, but maybe not because she's women's straw. But there's not a lot of fighters. Dusko's definitely at risk. Samuelsberger's done. I think Stamen's done too. I think he's also done. So at least those 2 guys for sure. And remember, like, there's certain divisions like bantamweight, welterweight, lightweight. Those divisions have the most fighters, so they're the most risk of being cut because there's just so many fighters that come in.
And there's a lot of quality in the divisions.
Yeah, how many fighters per division? I'll check right now. So, and again, Wikipedia is not the be all end all, but they have a pretty good like roster tab, I guess you could say. I'll check right now. They should have it. You'd have to count it up manually, I guess. Yeah, you'd have to count it up manually, but but there's like close to I think maybe there's another website that has it. I can't remember, but there's close to 700 fighters around the roster, maybe more.
I think they released last time somebody on the roster who wasn't on the roster anymore for years. I don't know who it was. That was recently that happened. I don't know who it was.
Who?
They said like release and people were like,
George Danho?
No, not Georges Danho. Somebody else, and people were like, he already fought 2 or 3 times in another promotion. Why is he cut now? But I don't know who it was anymore. Somebody else
for sure.
Lighter weight class.
This website has some website here that has but even they have girls and guys that are not on the roster anymore. It's hard to know, honestly. I don't know the exact breakdown, but yeah, it's close to 700. It's just a lot of fighters. All right. Was it? Oh, we should talk about this. Yeah, no, I'm not surprised. Marcel, you called this, Marcel, didn't you? Romanov?
Yeah, but the thing is, like, his contract expired, and
you said they probably won't bring him back, right? You did say that, right?
Yeah, I the thing is, like, he doesn't show improvement, in his fights. Yeah. He wins some of them, but he doesn't show improvement.
And they cut Yogi too. Yogi Bear?
Yeah, and the thing is, like, all but the end of the contract, and it's just like they are like, probably like people are not really like to watch this.
Let me ask you a question. I know when you confirm when fights are announced, do you confirm when guys get cut? Do you message them and say, hey, were you actually cut?
Sometimes if I have good contact or with either the manager or the fighter. The thing is, like, if I don't have that good of a contact, it's kind of odd to ask the guys, hey dude, are you cut?
Did you lose your job? Did you get fired?
No, it's
but
just
did Nascimento actually get cut for sure? He's done?
Who?
He was removed from the roster, actually. He was.
Nascimento?
Yeah,
I didn't ask. He
was taken from the rankings, so I think that does mean he was released, right?
Yeah.
Too bad. But they cut both guys. That fight was so bad they cut them both. That's wow. I thought they were going to bring Romanov back, honestly. I thought they were.
Do you remember with a fight where that happened before? Because I have one on the top of my head where I remember.
Where both fighters got cut?
Yeah.
Give me it. What's the fight?
Vanessa Mello against Sarah Moras.
Mello won, I think, right? And there was last fight in the
contract. I don't know who won anymore, but they both got cut.
Moras was a Canadian fighter. She was like a post office. She was actually worked at the post office. I don't know, like you did. So you probably would have loved her. Plus, she had the Moras thing, right? So.
Huh? Say it again.
Her last name and her last name Moras, and
I just wanted to hear you say it again.
Fuck off. All right, so some comments now, you bastard. All right. Remember when people thought Magny was going to be a test for Hamza? Yeah. They thought Meerschaert would be doing all these guys. Balls to Spain. Yeah, we talked about him.
He signed with Karate Combat, I read today on Instagram.
Someone he did?
Yeah.
That makes sense, though, right? That makes sense. Because he can't grapple. He can only strike.
Yeah.
It's crazy, though. His UFC run lasted like 8 months. That's pretty short.
And that was so much hype.
He had one more fight left. They could have given him one more, right? They could have.
The problem is they probably already gave him the bottom of the barrel, and that's what I think.
He could have fought in Junior Top or Sean Sharaf. But he was.
But Sharaf probably wouldn't have taken him down as well because he did it with Tafa, So
on fire. Yeah, we try to be. Who's worse than Austin Lane? Well, Revelis was apparently. Austin Lane. I think Austin Lane will get another contract. I don't know what's happening with him, but I would bring him back.
Yeah.
With another fight. Phil DeVries, dude, he's had a great run out in KSW.
I don't think. Listen, man, he defended his belt 10 times. I think he gets paid pretty well there, man. I don't think he has any desire to get back to the UFC.
Phil fought like Stipe and Struve, I think, right? Who else did he fight?
He definitely fought Stipe, I think, but I don't know who else he fought.
Not Struve, sorry. Matt Mitchell he fought. Todd Duffy. Those were the guys he lost to. And Stipe. And he beat Ollie Thompson, that British guy.
Yeah.
And Rob the Bear Broughton, I think is his name, right? Yeah. These guys are just... This is back when remember that card they put all those heavyweights on in like Denver? It was like in the elevation. It was like Mark Hunt versus Ben Rothwell, I think, and they're just like dying of like they couldn't breathe properly.
Yeah, all like these heavyweights, like the Christian Moorcraft, LeVar Johnson.
Big Johnson. That guy's a terrible person, dude.
Yeah, Paul Bordello. Yeah, what did LaVar Johnson do?
Well, I'm pretty sure he's in jail right now. Is he not? I'm pretty sure he's in jail. Okay. I'm gonna check, but I think he like beat his girlfriend up and he's in jail. I shouldn't even laugh at that. It's not funny. I'm gonna check right now. Let me check. Or he went to jail. Legal issues.
Do you remember Sean McCorkle?
Yeah, of course I remember. He's a hilarious guy. Look, it says right here on his Wikipedia, 2015. Yeah. Allegedly, this is LaVar Johnson. Punched, beat, and slammed his girlfriend, fleeing the scene. 5 years in prison. He went to. Oh, he's out of jail now, but he was in jail for 5 years. Okay. But actually, he had that crazy fight with Joey Beltran where he like destroyed him. Remember that fight? He was just throwing these uppercuts. Dude, those fights were really fucking entertaining, man. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I remember all those guys. Christian Warcraft. But I want to ask you this: the Henry Hooft. How do you say it properly? The name?
It's Henry Hooft. Henry Hooft. Yeah, I think even it was spelled differently when he was in the Netherlands. It wasn't spelled like Henry, but Harry. It was spelled Harry before Harry. So, but it got Henry. So I think official's Harry.
Oh, what was Christian Warcraft's nickname? Was it Starcraft or something? What was his nickname?
I don't know anymore. He was like that big chin. He had that. Remember?
He had that. He had his like. He was just awful. What? Christian World of Warcraft. Oh, you remember another guy, Pee Wee Herman? You remember him?
Yeah, the bald guy, right?
Yeah. Dave Pee Wee Herman.
Can you remember John Olaf Einemo?
Yeah. He fought him in Vancouver. It was like fight of the night. It was actually fucking great. It was so good. It was so bad it was good, if that makes sense. Glenn's here. He wants to say congrats.
Thank you, man.
You're at more than that now. You're like 102 now, aren't you? Something like that?
No, 1K and I think a couple. I don't know. But
Marcel, this guy is. How many of them did you buy of the followers?
Literally zero, man. Zero. Nothing.
You know what's funny? Years ago, Chatri Sityatong from One followed me on Twitter, right, or something. Or before he followed me, actually, I was in a discussion with someone, and I'm like, this guy must have bought his followers. Like, how does he have 100,000 followers? Then he ended up following me back. I was like, okay, maybe this is how he does it. No, but I think he bought them all, and then because people used to buy them to make themselves look popular, right?
Yeah, but you don't have any engagement, even if you buy them.
What's the point, right? So, what's the point? Anyways,
by the way, he asked if Henry is famous, and the people in the how do you say that, in the fighting community definitely know about him. Well, listen, man, if you ask some grandma on the street who's Henry Hooft, she probably doesn't know. You know what I mean? So it's like with a lot of combat sports athletes in the Netherlands. Only people who watch the sport know. But besides Rico Verhoeven, everybody knows Rico Verhoeven and Badr Hari over here. So that's pretty much that. Yeah, and Badr Hari more because of the bad news that's always on the news about him for a couple of years. And Rico, because he's like, how do you say that? He's like, for a lot of people, for the casual people, they think he's like the greatest fighter to ever live right now in the world, but they probably never heard about MMA. So he's really popular over here in the Netherlands.
Okay, fair enough. All right, guys. Oh, let me get this last comment from our guy, Mike. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it.
Mike.
Go follow Mike's MMA picks. And I forgot to put this on earlier. But it's more important for the other show anyways. But I want to give these guys a shout out to bet105.eu. Yeah, I mean, we'll definitely shout them out a lot more on the next podcast. Definitely wanted to give them some love. Oops, let me get the comments back. There we go. All right, Antoine. Speaking of,
we talked about it.
Yeah, we talked at the beginning, Antoine. If you go back and listen, Semi Schultz, the kickboxer guy, yeah, he was pretty good.
Yeah, Sammy is like with the Y instead of an I think. But overall, yeah. We are saying Sam Schild, but Sammy Schild. He also fought in the UFC, right? I think he fought 2 fights in the UFC. He beat Pete Williams and
way
lost
back
to Josh
in the day.
Barnett.
Yeah. All right, we're at 1 hour. Let's end this podcast. We're going to do the preview for 309. So appreciate you guys all joining in. And chatting UFC Vegas 100 with us. Wow, can't believe we got there. Man, years go by fast. I remember when we did the first one. Now it's 100. So, all right, guys, we're going to get the UFC 309 podcast ready. So just give me a minute and join us in about a second. Here, take this last question. Most famous martial arts of all time.
Most famous martial artist or martial arts?
Yeah, anyone.
Who's the most famous martial of all martial? That's difficult, man. I mean, there are a lot. I do like, if I say one guy, I probably shorten the other. You got Ernesto Hoost, Peter Arts, but you got way back. You got like the coaches, the Andre Monarchs, the Tom Haring, the Chris Dolmans. You got way back in the day. So I cannot just say one. You even got the girl, the Lucia Riker, who was into boxing, who also was in movies. It's also pretty big, you know. So I cannot just say one. So I would do bad to a lot of people if I just name one, you know. But there are a lot. But it's more like into they called it free fight back in the day, the MMA, you know. So it was more into the free fights, kickboxing a lot, you know. And in boxing, you had to. I don't know if you're familiar with Regilio Tuur, who was in Olympics. He was. I think he got. I don't know what he did very well there,
Not too
but
familiar.
he's with the boxing, you know. So there are a lot of, and there Blake says Alistair. Alistair's pretty well known as well because he not only did MMA, but he also did kickboxing, you know. So
Right.
yeah.
All right, cool. Well, it's a good discussion, guys. All right, let me get the UFC 309 podcast right. Just give me a minute, guys. I'll tweet it out. Thank you.